Welcome to Euthenia Travels, your gateway to exploring the hidden corners of our world. Before we dive into today's shocking revelations about North Korea, take a moment to subscribe to our channel. Hit that notification bell to stay updated on our latest documentaries and travel insights. In this extensive documentary, we'll peel back the layers of secrecy surrounding one of the world's most isolated nations, North Korea. From its tightly controlled society to its enigmatic leadership, we'll explore the shocking realities that define life in this hermit kingdom. Brace yourself for a journey into a land where truth often seems stranger than fiction. Alright, let's begin with history. To comprehend the shocking realities of modern North Korea, we must first look back at its tumultuous history. The roots of today's hermit kingdom lie in the ashes of World War II and the subsequent Cold War. In 1945, as Japan's colonial rule over Korea ended with its defeat in World War II, the Korean peninsula was divided along the 38th parallel. The Soviet Union occupied the north, while the United States took control of the south. This temporary division soon hardened into separate states, with the Democratic People's Republic of Korea, North Korea, established in 1948 under Kim Il-sung, and the Republic of Korea, South Korea, formed in the same year. The fragile peace between these ideologically opposed nations shattered in 1950 when North Korea, backed by the Soviet Union and China, invaded the South. The ensuing Korean War lasted 3 years, devastating the peninsula and cementing the division between North and South. The conflict ended not with a peace treaty, but with an armistice in 1953, leaving the two Koreas technically still at war to this day. In the North, Kim Il-sung consolidated his power, establishing a unique brand of communism known as Juche, or self-reliance. He systematically eliminated opposition and created a personality cult around himself and his family. This marked the beginning of the Kim dynasty, which continues to rule North Korea with an iron fist. Kim Il-sung's son, Kim Jong-il, was groomed as his successor from an early age. He officially took power in 1994 following his father's death, continuing and intensifying many of his father's policies. Under his rule, North Korea faced a devastating famine in the mid-1990s, known as the Arduous March, which claimed hundreds of thousands, possibly millions, of lives. In 2011, Kim Jong-il died, and his young son, Kim Jong-un, inherited leadership of the country. Despite initial hopes for reform, Kim Jong-un has largely maintained his family's authoritarian grip on power while aggressively pursuing nuclear weapons capability. This historical context sets the stage for the North Korea we see today, a nation isolated from much of the world, governed by a dynastic dictatorship, and grappling with the consequences of decades of authoritarian rule and economic mismanagement. In the following sections, we'll delve deeper into the shocking realities that have emerged from this unique historical trajectory, exploring how North Korea's past continues to shape its present and future. Political system. North Korea's political system is unlike any other in the world, combining elements of communism, hereditary dictatorship, and a quasi-religious cult of personality. At its core is the Juche ideology, a philosophy that has shaped every aspect of North Korean society. Juche, often translated as self-reliance, was developed by Kim Il-sung as North Korea's guiding principle. It emphasizes political, economic, and military independence, positioning North Korea as a bastion against foreign influence. However, in practice, Juche has been used to justify isolationism and maintain the Kim family's iron grip on power. The most shocking aspect of North Korea's political system is undoubtedly its cult of personality surrounding the Kim dynasty. Kim Il-sung, despite having died in 1994, remains the country's eternal president. His son, Kim Jong-il, holds the title of Eternal General Secretary, and his grandson, the current leader Kim Jong-un, is revered as a near deity. This cult of personality permeates every aspect of North Korean life. Portraits of Kim Il-sung and Kim Jong-il hang in every home and public building. Citizens wear pins bearing the leaders' images. The calendar in North Korea is based on Kim Il-sung's birth year, 1912, which is considered Juche. Propaganda plays a crucial role in maintaining this system. The state controls all media, using it to glorify the Kim family and demonize the outside world, particularly the United States and South Korea. North Koreans are constantly bombarded with messages about the greatness of their leaders and the superiority of their system. The Workers' Party of Korea, led by Kim Jong-un, dominates the political landscape. While there are other parties, they exist merely for show, with no real power or opposition role. Elections are held, but candidates are pre-selected by the party, and voting is mandatory with only one choice on the ballot. Perhaps most disturbingly, the North Korean government employs a system of social classification known as songbun. This system divides citizens into three main classes based on their perceived loyalty to the regime: the core, Haksim, class; the wavering, Donggyo, class; and the hostile, Chokti, class. One's songbun status, which is inherited, determines almost every aspect of life, from education and job opportunities to food rations and housing. Freedom of expression is virtually non-existent. The government maintains an iron grip on all forms of media and communication. Radios and televisions are pre-tuned to government stations, and internet access is limited to a small, government-controlled intranet. Possession of foreign media, such as South Korean dramas or Hollywood movies, is strictly forbidden and can result in harsh punishment. Tourism in North Korea presents a surreal and tightly controlled experience that often shocks visitors with its stark contrast to the country's reputation. The very existence of a tourism industry in one of the world's most isolated nations is surprising to many. All visits to North Korea are strictly regulated and monitored. Tourists must book through approved tour operators and are always accompanied by government-appointed guides. These guides, often referred to as minders, not only provide information but also ensure visitors adhere to the country's strict rules. Perhaps the most shocking aspect of North Korean tourism is the carefully curated image presented to visitors. Tourists are shown a version of North Korea that aligns with the regime's propaganda: a prosperous, happy. Photography is strictly controlled, with guides instructing tourists on what they can and cannot photograph. The Pyongyang metro tour is a prime example of the staged nature of North Korean tourism. For years, tourists were only allowed to ride between two stops, leading to speculation that the entire metro system was fake. While more stations have been opened to tourists in recent years, the experience remains tightly managed. Hotels for tourists are often surreal experiences in themselves. The most famous is the Ryugyong Hotel, a 105-story pyramid-shaped skyscraper that stood unfinished for decades, earning it the nickname Hotel of Doom. While its exterior was eventually completed, the interior remains largely unused. Foreign tourists are typically housed in the Yanggakdo Hotel, situated on an island to make it easier to prevent unsupervised excursions. The hotel reportedly has a secret fifth floor not accessible to tourists, rumored to house surveillance equipment. Despite the tight controls, there have been instances of tourists breaking rules with severe consequences. The case of Otto Warmbier, an American student who was arrested for allegedly stealing a propaganda poster and later died after being returned to the U.S. in a comatose state, shocked the world and highlighted the risks of tourism in North Korea. In recent years, North Korea has attempted to diversify its tourism offerings, including ski resorts, surf camps, and even a marathon. However, these initiatives have been hampered by international sanctions and, more recently, by the country's strict COVID-19 border closure. Tourism in North Korea offers a glimpse into a highly controlled society, but it's a view through a carefully positioned lens. The shocking disparity between the curated tourist experience and the known realities of life for ordinary North Koreans makes it one of the world's most unique and controversial travel destinations. In conclusion, North Korea remains one of the most enigmatic and concerning countries in the world. Its combination of totalitarian control, nuclear capabilities, human rights abuses, and economic struggles creates a uniquely challenging situation. The suffering of ordinary North Koreans, hidden behind a veil of propaganda and isolation, continues to shock the conscience of the international community. As we've explored in this documentary, from the nation's history to its current realities, North Korea defies easy understanding or solutions. Its future will depend on a complex interplay of internal dynamics and international relations. Whatever path North Korea takes, it will undoubtedly continue to be a subject of global interest and concern. The world watches and waits, hoping for positive change while remaining wary of the potential for crisis. Understanding North Korea, its past, present, and possible futures, remains crucial for anyone seeking to comprehend the complexities of global politics in the 21st century. This concludes our comprehensive documentary on North Korea. We've covered a wide range of topics, from historical context to current realities and future prospects, providing viewers with a deep dive into one of the world's most isolated and controversial nations. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the shocking realities of North Korea. We hope this documentary has provided valuable insights and sparked further interest in this complex subject. Remember to subscribe to Euthenia Travels for more in-depth explorations of the world's most intriguing destinations and geopolitical situations.